All right, Pouring Nation, last week I used Flood Penetrol drop in my Floetrol mix to create some amazing cells and lacing. This was the end result of one of my tests. And the question I got from you guys was, what happens if I resin? Do I get the same divots and things that you see when you use silicone? Now, I don't know if you've seen silicone in a pour before, but if you use silicone in a pour and you don't quite get all of the silicone off, you get these little divots everywhere. And then it doesn't quite adhere to all the corners like you can kind of see here. And so a lot of you guys were worried because this is a oil-based paint that it would have the same problem. So what I'm going to do today is do a test with my just cheap Craftsmart clear coating resin on this painting and see if we get those same divots. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to clean this off, but the only thing I'm going to do is take a paper towel, get it a little bit wet, because this has been sitting under my table here, so there really shouldn't be dirty, but all I'm going to do is a little bit of water, my paper towel, and just get any dust or hairs or things that are off it. That's it. Not going to clean anything else because I want as much of the potential residue as the Flood Penetrol to see if it's going to cause a problem with my resin. So this isn't a tutorial on resin, but this Craftsmart resin is one part of the resin and one part of the hardener. This is a 10 by 20. Generally, they say about every square foot of painting that you have, you need a 4 ounces of resin. So this is going to be a square foot and a half, a little bit more than that. So I'm making 6 ounces of resin, and I hope that'll be enough. And we're just going to use my 3-ounce measuring cups to do my equal parts and put it into here. So one thing I am going to do that I don't normally do with the regular painting, because I ruin these gloves so quick, is I'm going to put some gloves on, because you do not want this on your exposed skin or getting it everywhere. Alright, so there's my resin. My hardener. All right, so we stirred that for 5 minutes. This isn't the best quality, so we got a lot of bubbles in this, but we'll get rid of those with the heat gun at the end there. Like I say, all I did to this was wash it off with water and a paper towel just to get the dust off. Let's see how it works. All right, I'm gonna say Penetrol, at least in the small quantities that I used, which is like a drop per 10 to 20 grams. Look at that, there is no pitting whatsoever. Glass surface. Just showing you in the glass surface, nothing. So in small quantities, the Penetrol absolutely does not create pitting like you see in my painting here. Now we're gonna check it out when this is dry in just probably tomorrow, 24 hours, and I'll show you the final results then too. 24 hours later, and this gem is done. If you can see by the reflection there that it is crystal clear and very smooth. Now I did not cover this, so I do have a couple of spots that got little, so you can see kind of right there, that got little pieces of lint. That isn't from the oil, it's from the lints falling down. I should have covered it. But I also wanted to show you, this is the painting I did the week before. And I did a traditional rub on, so you can see, you can kind of see it still through the canvas, but it is crystal clear there. And a regular finish, Liquitex gloss varnish, and that worked great. So ultimately, using a couple of drops of Penetrol, you know, like 1 drop per 10 to 20 grams, is not going to cause dimpling like you see with normal, see those big dimples and then on the corners of these. That's what silicone oil does, but the Penetrol in small quantities is not going to do that. And I scrubbed this probably 5 or 6 times and still got all of that still happening. I did nothing to these ones, and they both look pretty amazing.